Hey everybody, I'm Angela and I'm here with my colleague Liz. And we're coming to you live from StandUnited. As we get all our viewers logged on, wanted to just say hello, thanks for joining us. And we've gotten some comments about our new background.
We've been playing with a lot of different things. Obviously, we got a lot of new equipment and we've just been messing around, and it seems like this one is the best one where you just kind of get the natural feel of our office.
Yeah, so this is truly live. You're seeing the environment that we work in every day, and we heard a rumor that you may see somebody come by and try to catch some Pokemon. I'm not part of that world. I don't know. I'm not a Pokemon trainer. I don't know if there are any good Pokemon around, but if that's what you might see, so we'll let you know. We're waiting till we get fans and they show up with posters, right?
Yes.
We want the fan club.
And as usual, we are logged in right now, so feel free to send comments and questions our way as we cover our typical trending topics. That's what we've got my laptop right here. We definitely want to hear from you. It's always more fun when it's a little bit more interactive. So please send us your questions, comments, anything, like whatever's bugging you this week. We love to talk about it.
Definitely, and we actually get to start off with something pretty fun this time around. We just celebrated a victory that took place in Phoenix, Arizona. You all may remember the petition where a group of veterans who live together in a veterans housing complex wanted to petition for a stoplight to be added at a busy and dangerous intersection right outside the place where they live. Well, the city council hemmed and hawed. They had a paper petition that went around. We had a petition live on StandUnited that got some great feedback and lots of signatures from you guys. And it just came out that they are getting a flashing light beacon that will go off and alert drivers when pedestrians are in the crosswalk. So it's really high tech. It's going to be pretty cool, and it's going to help keep those guys safe. So congratulations to Harold out in Phoenix, who is leading the effort, and to your friends and neighbors who helped sign. We are so glad that StandUnited could help you out, and thrilled to be a part of it. So congratulations.
Right. So shall we? Do we have any other victories this week, or is this?
Well, we have one that is about to be delivered as a victory.
Okay.
This is the petition about a teacher in West Virginia. So we're coming back to sort of the, well, not the East Coast, but...
And we have a link up for this one. It's our second link in our description today, so just throwing that out there. But if you want to keep going on about that...
Yeah, definitely check out the link. You're going to see a really fascinating story. This petition came to us from just a member of the school community out in West Virginia who saw a teacher being harassed, really, and bullied on the internet. Mrs. Lindsay is a special education teacher at an elementary school, and there was a viral video clip that went around that showed her, it looked like taking a microphone away from a child with autism during a school play. It went viral. I mean, it hit so many major media outlets, and people were, and still are, calling for her to be punished, to be fired. Well, that 30-second video doesn't tell the whole story. The play was actually over. She was trying to help the kid and spare him some embarrassment. The school had already been so accommodating. Like, the parents had put their kid in the play at the last minute, and he hadn't been rehearsing, but the school still said, come one, come all, we're happy to have him. And kids of all ages and some adults, quite frankly, can be loose cannons, and you don't know what people are going to say. So she reacted really quickly, and the harassment was so bad, the superintendent actually came out with a statement. And he said that Mrs. Lindsay is not malicious at all. She loves these kids. No harm was intended, and the short video clip that you see is, certainly not the whole story. So we have almost 20,000 people, and I kind of set the goal this morning. I don't know if you heard what I'm saying. We got to hit 20K. I think it would be such a lovely thing to go back to the superintendent and to Mrs. Lindsay and say, like, we have 20,000 people who know that you love what you do and that you're great at it. So please check out that link, and please share with your friends in support of this teacher who really loves her kids, just got, was the victim of a short snippet of really selected video. So please go check it out.
I mean, I think the whole situation opens up to an interesting conversation about just how it seems like, anytime any of these videos or from all sorts of movements get posted online, people are always really quick to jump on what they feel like is an injustice, but most of the time those videos are taken out of context, and there's so much more beyond that you can't really trust much when it comes to like those in the moment videos that seem to be going around. Like, there's just always so much more to the story that you can't tell based on a minute or two that got posted, that it's just so, I think it's very easy for us to, get on the outrage train without knowing what's going on. I think it's a good reminder for all of us just to be careful on the videos that we see, and just maybe not jumping to judgment right away.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you all have seen in the news lately that fake news is such a big issue, that there are places that crank out pieces of information that aren't really true.
Right, or misleading.
So, exactly. So, context is a big deal, and that's one thing we really love about StandUnited, is that people can contribute information from multiple sources and say, here's the full picture, and here's why you should be concerned about a particular issue. It gives people the power to do that, instead of just like posting an article that's one point of view. You can incorporate tons of them, and we see that all the time, and it helps make petitions very effective. So for our next interesting petition, we're going to go international for this one.
All right.
We're going to Cuba. As you all know, Fidel Castro was the dictator of Cuba. He died recently, and there was a huge controversy of whether or not the U.S. would send a diplomatic cohort to his funeral. So it's really common to do that for heads of state. The U.S. did not send anyone to Margaret Thatcher's funeral, and that was seen as hugely controversial because Britain is such a great ally to us, and she was such, a loved and respected leader. Of course, not by everyone. They're diverting viewpoints, but come on, it's Britain. We like them.
Yeah.
We like them. If you've read Harry Potter and enjoyed it, you like them too. Just it's the nice thing to do. You send someone to the funeral. Well, Fidel Castro was a dictator. So do you send someone to try and repair those ties, or do you say, no, we're not sending anyone because this wasn't a guy we're necessarily mourning the loss of? I don't know if you saw the videos of the Cuban community in Miami. It was a huge party.
Right.
Miami's this place that knows how to party, and they pulled out all the stops when the news came through, so I didn't see much mourning happening there.
Definitely not a lot. I think it was very similar to how a lot of people reacted after we got Osama bin Laden in D.C. That was right before I moved here, but it was a similar kind of breakout, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was here. We ran to the White House. It's like a big rally, and people say, oh yeah, it's grave dancing. Well, yes, that's accurate, but he was a bad guy, so that's what people do. Well, President Obama has come out and said, I'm not sending an official delegation. Well, he is sending one of his top national security advisors. The guy's name is Ben Rhodes. Was going to send him to the funeral, and that sounds pretty official to me. I don't know. He's saying it's not an official thing, but it sounds very official. So there's a petition that's actually linked right in the description for this video that tells President Obama, don't send anybody to the funeral. We don't need to dignify this event by pretending like Fidel Castro was someone that he absolutely wasn't.
And if we're not willing to send anyone, even unofficially, to someone like Margaret Thatcher's funeral, I think it should be pretty... I feel like Fidel Castro hasn't helped us, and Margaret Thatcher did, so...
Yeah, that's a lot of what we see in the reasons for signing, that people say, they're like, why would we do this? Why make the effort? Of course, we're compassionate to the people of Cuba, and that's why you've got Americans filling up those first commercial flights to go there and to see what it's like, and hopefully open the country up to, free markets, free speech, free democracy. I don't know, you start letting the Americans in, and it's hopefully a sign of great change to come for them, that they would be out from under a very oppressive regime that, of course, is now being run by Raul Castro, Fidel's brother. So people in Cuba are out in the streets watching, the funeral procession go by, but were they forced to be there, is the question. And can we maybe be more compassionate to the people of Cuba by helping them move forward and not pretending like everybody loved Fidel, because they certainly didn't. Yeah. All right. We're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about canned food and parking tickets. This is totally different than a foreign leader's funeral, but this is something that could be a really cool holiday story.
Yeah. So we decided to take up a local issue just around where we're located. In the county that we're located, we are trying to start a food drive so that anybody who is getting a parking ticket, which can be a pretty inconvenient, sometimes rather expensive, especially in the DC area, turning those opportunities into a way to pay those off with canned goods that will then be given to a family in need this holiday season. And we are willing as an organization to match up to $5,000 worth of those canned goods in donations, dollar per dollar. So we were hoping to make a little bit of an impact in our community this holiday season, and there's a lot of opportunity for that. As well as, maybe it's a good idea that something you could get started in your community as well. You should definitely, come to us with your ideas on ways to impact that, and we would love to help you in your own communities.
Yeah, there are a bunch of other cities that have done programs like this, and it's been a huge success. Columbus, Ohio did one similar, Albany, New York, Savannah, Georgia, Lexington, Kentucky. I mean, the list goes on. But this is something that turns of like, oh, darn, I have to pay this money to the government because I parked illegally. It becomes, oh, yeah, this kind of bummer thing happened to me, but I can turn it into a way to help people. It also makes people more likely to pay their tickets because it makes it easier.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in our county, parking is a very small part of the police department's revenue. So we're not trying to put them in a bad way at all. We're just trying to give them a way to do what we think could be exponential good. And we're really excited about it. Now that petition is brand new and we have to go pretty fast on it because it's already December.
Yeah,
like,
hard to believe.
How did that happen? Like, no one checked with me? I don't know.
Right.
But we got to make this happen fast. So whether you're in the community or you just want to help us help our community, we certainly hope that you do. Check it out. It's in the description of this video. Please sign it and share it. And if you like the idea, you can absolutely get one started in your community as well. Alrighty. So I think that about wraps us up. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We are grateful for the comments that we get from our weekly emails. If you don't get the weekly emails and you want to, there's a very easy way to fix that. Just go to StandUnited.org, sign a petition, any petition. Sign more if you want extra brownie points. We would be very happy if you did that. But you'll be on our weekly email and you can send us questions and comments right there.
And we hope you all had a good holiday, and we will see you next week. Bye.